So what is the best Walking Dead season premiere? Obviously from seasons 1 through 6 at the time of me recording this. Many have different opinions about this, and in this video I'm going to be explaining my own opinions as to why I picked seasons that I picked in terms. Now in this video I'm going to be ranking them starting from obviously number 6 because we have 6 seasons, so it's going to go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1 being the best, 6 being the okay/worst one. But before we do that, let's have a quick recap about the different premiere episodes just so you can get back into it and see why I picked these choices that I picked. So now that you've seen quick recaps of all the season premieres from Season 1 through Season 6, here we go. Starting off at number 6, it would have to be Season 4 for me. Now, Season 4 was probably, I'm going to take a guess, one of the worst ones that a lot of people would put at the bottom. I don't know if it would be the worst one that people would put, but in my own opinion, Season 4 was the worst. And here is why. I think it is the only season premiere that we have that went on 2 different routes during its episode. So we got to see Rick's side of things where he was following around this lady in the woods, and we obviously saw that she ends up trying to kill him and he kills her back. But we also see the rest of the group go out, try and scavenge supplies. There really was no plot to it. Yes, we saw some new characters being introduced into that specific episode from what obviously happened at the end of Season 3, how Rick took the people from Woodbury and they kind of migrated them into the prison. But the thing about it was it didn't really show a lot of plot explanation. We got to see the new characters, but there really wasn't much oomph, I guess you can say, in that premiere. So that's why it's number 6 for me. Coming in at number 5, I put Season 6. And this wasn't really well received for a lot of people. Season 5 seemed to really live up to the hype a lot more, and people were expecting an even greater thing for Season 6, but a lot of people think that it didn't deliver. Season 6, as we saw, was a black and white representation of what happened in the past, with Rick trying to get into the Alexandrians' lives and try and change them for the better of the new world, and then it kind of moved on to present day, where they were trying to obviously fix the situation that was going on down at the quarry. Well, a lot of people didn't really receive that well. They kind of thought it jumped back and forth too much. It was kind of confusing. I sort of liked it, in my own opinion. I didn't think it was the best. That's why it's down here at number 5. But it definitely wasn't terrible. Nothing like Season 4. I hope we don't see a Season 4 premiere ever again for any other TV show, but Season 6 definitely wasn't that bad. It's just I think the other season premieres were way better than Season 6. That's why it ranks down here at number 5, but overall, it wasn't a bad premiere. Coming in at number 4, I have Season 2. Now, a lot of people would probably be disappointed that Season 2 is in the number 4 slot, but here is my reasoning behind that. So Season 2 is probably one of the best seasons of The Walking Dead, following close behind Season 1, and maybe I'll have a video talking about which season overall was the best. But Season 2's premiere, I feel, wasn't as good as Season 3's, and simply just because of a deleted scene that was taken and not put in the episode. Now, some people might not agree with me here, but I actually enjoyed the 20-minute long deleted scene that was originally for Season 2. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Season 2 had, I may also do a video as a side note about one of the best deleted scenes within The Walking Dead in general, but Season 2 had a deleted scene that was 20 minutes long, and it involved Rick and the group after the CDC going to visit the Vatos. That was their next stop, and they end up going there and finding that it was overrun by a bunch of walkers, and they end up abruptly taking out all the walkers right at the beginning, and then going in there trying to, survive the night, I guess, and then it would have flowed right into what Season 2 happened to be. Now, did the deleted scene need to be there? No, absolutely not, but I feel that the deleted scene it was a great deleted scene, and I would have loved it if it actually made it into the episode. It would have made it longer, but it wasn't junk content, if you know what I mean. It wasn't just them walking around doing whatever. It actually, I felt like it had a purpose within there, and the editors or whoever it was decided to take it out, and that's the only reason why I rank Season 2 so low here at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is Season 3. What a coincidence, 3 and Season 3. But anyways, the reason I put Season 3 at the number 3 spot was because it is generally considered to be the average season, if you will. Not a lot of people liked the storyline between the whole Lori and Rick thing in there, and I understand that during the season. But the season premiere was a great episode, ending off in Season 2, where we get a little bit of a hint as to the prison was coming in Season 3, and it left fans off with an understanding of what was going to happen. Okay, we can wait the full entire whatever it was, a couple months, more than a couple months, almost half a year, more than that too, until Season 3 came out. Unlike what we have in Season 6, where it just left off at a giant cliffhanger and we don't know what happened. A lot of people are angry about that as well. But jumping into Season 3, we knew that it was going to be about the prison, and we were exactly right. So they end up finding the prison, obviously, as you saw in the quick recap, and it just goes through. It's a nice, solid episode. We get some nice action in there as well. The way that it starts off, the way in the middle, and going through the tombs was pretty a scary part when watching that for the first time. And obviously, at the end, we get to see Herschel and what is going to happen with Herschel, because now, at that point in time, his leg obviously had to be chopped off, and Rick essentially saved his life. So I feel that episode was a great premiere episode. It still wasn't the best, but overall, it was a great premiere. Moving on to number 2, can we get a drum roll, please? It is a tie between Season 5 and Season 1. Who is going to make the number 1 spot? Who is going to make the number 2 spot? It is going to be Season 5 at number 2, and Season 1 at number 1. Now, the reason I put Season 5 at number 2 is obviously because some people don't consider Season 1 to be a premiere episode because it's the first pilot episode to the show, but I'll get into that when I discuss Season 1. Season 5 came out with a bang. Most people did not expect to see Season 5's premiere take on such action as it did, because most of the time Walking Dead fans are expecting everything to happen at the end of the episode, where the beginning of the episode is just them walking and talking around for 40 minutes, doing absolutely nothing. But this premiere changed people's minds. It literally was about the escape of Terminus. As we found out in Season 4, at the end of Season 4, they got trapped in the boxcar by Garrett's group, and they ended up escaping in the premiere. And that was the entire Season 5 premiere. Obviously, at the end of it, we get to see what happens with Rick and Carl as they reunite with Judith again. But that was the whole entire premiere, and it was action-based. It was probably the most intense episode of The Walking Dead to date. Yes, they had a lot of other action scenes, but they were small mini parts within the episode that could have been even more intense than this. But this overall episode had so much action in it that it probably took a lot of time to film and edit and do all that type of stuff to the film itself and in the editing process. But overall, it was one of the best premieres in Walking Dead history and in TV history in general. It came out with a bang, and it got so many people hyped on Season 5 that it got so many more people watching The Walking Dead from there on in. Season 5 kind of slowed down in the beginning part of it, but it ended up coming really good. It was an overall great season as well, so I think the premiere kind of boosted the viewer rate for The Walking Dead itself. Of course, Season 1 is number 1. Now, was that such a surprise to everyone? Not really. Season 1 was the episode that got everyone into The Walking Dead. If there was no premiere, then there wouldn't be a show. So that's basically what I have to say about that. But also, in general, in terms of the actual specific episode, it was probably the best one out of every single episode of The Walking Dead, because we got to first of all find out about new characters, which they're all new at this point, and we get so interested into Rick Grimes and what the characters that evolve around him that it just makes you want to keep on watching the rest of the episodes, like episode 2 and episode 3. I remember when I first got into The Walking Dead personally, it was in the mid-season of season 3 when all my friends were telling me about it, and I was like, well, let's watch this show. So I started watching episode 1, and I was like, that was really good. I watched episode 2, and then I watched episode 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, and then I watched season 2 in all of a span of a weekend. So yeah, it ate up a bunch of my time, but season 1 definitely was the best season, and the premiere episode was definitely the best premiere in all of The Walking Dead. So leave your comments below as to what your opinions are. I know there could be differing opinions between the other ones, but generally I think that Season 1 is considered to be the best season premiere. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one. I'm Ninja Geek. I'm out. And peace.